Hello, everyone. Prof Sales coming at you with a denim update video. It is day 43. Sound.
You're Newport.
A good Wednesday is Wednesday 1st. So we're pretty much done with August. How has your month been?
You guys are having a good win.
All right, let's mute that. And we are live, and sounds like it sounds pretty good. So I'm going to continue. Darren says commercial, yay, that's pretty funny. I guess that means you know that the video is starting. What's up, Mark? How you doing, buddy? How are sales in your neck of the woods? It is, let's see, it's about 12:49, so just got done with lunch here. Thought I would give you guys some updates. We'll wait till the room fills up a little bit more. Karen is on her way back, and she should be home probably within an hour and a half or so. So I'm excited about that. We're going to really get to start our business together. Well, I guess technically tonight or so tomorrow will be our first full day. And I'm really looking forward to it. I know she is too. And we're just going to, just see how it evolves. And I'm really looking forward to it. So cannot wait. 11:49 here in the Bayou. All right, cool. I wish I was near a beach right now, but hey, beggars can't be choosy, right? I'm gonna take what I got. So hopefully you guys all made it through the eBay glitches yesterday. It was still a little glitchy for me today. I actually had to go in and clear out my browsing history and cookies and so on. And so once I did that, I was able to print my labels fine. But the glitches from yesterday, I guess it was yesterday, or even the day before, it seemed like it lasted for like 24 hours, whatever it was. They seem to be cleared up, but with eBay, you never know. You guys probably saw too that there is, if you haven't seen, there's a new seller update coming in October, as eBay usually does every year. I really recommend you read through that. There's definitely some changes. It doesn't look like it's going to affect me that much. Used items like jeans, for instance, that I sell a lot of are not going to be affected. But lots of other items, if you sell new items on eBay, you're going to have to provide UPCs, MPN numbers, and so on starting very soon. You will not be able to put in there NA anymore. So that could be a big change for some of you, especially if you're selling new. That's similar to how Amazon already works. I don't think you can sell anything new on Amazon without a UPC or a product identifier number. I may be wrong. So Darren says he's still having issues. Yeah, try clearing out your browsing history, Darren, maybe even clearing your cookies and then log back into eBay. See if that helps. That's what I had to do and seemed to clear it right up. But whatever their issues were, it's just been, I was having to go in and print time, which is really annoying and time consuming, but it was working. Otherwise, it was trying to take me to PayPal to print the labels. So that just wasn't happening. I did go into day 2 and spend probably 30 minutes or so. I went in today and repriced some of my jeans, and I've decided what I'm going to do, and you guys could take the strategy if you wanted to. I'm doing 30-day buy it nows, as most of you know, but I still have some good to cancels in there that are floating around. And rather than getting rid of them and relisting them, which is kind of a pain, I decided just to mark them down a little. But what I'm going to do, I think, is whenever my listings expire on a given day, I'm going to go in and take all those lists, which means they've been listed at least 30 days, if not longer. I'm going to take all those listings and basically knock 50 cents off the price. So if I'm selling for 18 bucks, they're going to be $17.50. If I was selling for $17.50, now they're going to be 17. Go all the way down to my floor. I could go all the way down to 12 with $6.50 shipping. and still make a little bit of money. And that's probably where I'll bottom out on those. I probably won't go any lower than that. I don't know. We'll see. But that's my repricing strategy. So as items come up to be, as they end on eBay, I'm just going to go ahead and mark them down 50 cents as they come up. And you can actually go in and do that bulk. You can bulk edit all your listings and drop them or add or change a price. So you don't even have to go into each one. You can just select all of them, hit bulk edit, say, hey, drop all these 50 cents, and then hit submit, and you're good to go. So it's pretty quick. It's just it's almost like having your own kind of repricer for eBay. You know, like Amazon has repricing tools like Be Cool and Reprice It and so on. This is kind of the same, but not quite as automatic. But I spent probably 30 or 45 minutes and repriced maybe, I don't know, probably repriced 100 items, I would guess. I don't know. I don't know exactly how many, but and a couple other things. I had a couple other things I had to take care of today that I would share with you. So yesterday, I guess it was yesterday, maybe it was the day before, actually, now I think about it. I sold an item on Amazon, and the item was merchant fulfilled, me. Here, and I looked on Amazon, and I'm like, oh, it's at the warehouse. It's FBA. Well, I emailed Amazon, and they said, hey, we don't have that ASIN listed for you in any of our warehouses. So I looked a little closer at it, and I realized that I had the item listed as merchant fulfilled, and I decided to send it in as an FBA item, but there was another ASIN listing for this particular item. Same item, there are just two ASINs for it. As those of you who sell on Amazon, you know this happens. And for whatever reason, I didn't delete the merchant fulfilled item. So in effect, it looked like I had two. I had one at the warehouse, which was slightly different ASIN, and then I had one here at home, which was the one that the person actually bought. So I went on one of my groups, and I found out that you can, if you have an item at an Amazon warehouse, but you need to fulfill an order, and you don't, and you can go in and tell Amazon to ship that item directly to your customer. What I did is I went into my FBA listing and told them, hey, ship that item to the customer. But you know, that way it's going to be a little late, but I went ahead and put expedited shipping. I'll probably even, I don't know if I'll break even on it, honestly, at this point, but I was trying to protect my seller rating and just was able to get it out to the customer. But it's just a good example of how, you know, you have to be nimble, and when you make mistakes, and I guess I made a mistake and somehow left it as merchant fulfilled. I don't know how I did that exactly. I'm positive I've never had two of this item or package, and there's no way I've ever had two of them. But it was just a good, quick workaround. eBay, a couple things that came up in the last 24, 48 hours. I had a DVD I sold. I'd gotten some DVDs that Karin had laying around. We decided to list them. And I sold it to somebody, and they didn't have, when I went to ship it to them, they had a number for their street, but they didn't have a street name listed. So it flagged me and said, hey, this is not a valid address. Now, why eBay lets anyone become a buyer and list a bogus address that doesn't come up as valid, I'll never know. I mean, this person literally listed 5 numbers and then no street. And then it just went straight to the city and zip, and then it had their name at the top. So I messaged the buyer and I said, hey, you know, you need to let me know what's your address. Heard nothing. So 2 days later, I just decided I'm going to cancel the order. And I did. And I don't know if they'll contact me or not. It was a fairly new buyer, so I'm guessing maybe they just signed up and made a mistake. Or sometimes what happens in that case too, guys, is that someone will sign up for an eBay account to become a buyer. You know, just log into eBay and become an eBayer. And they'll put in their wrong address, and they'll realize that. And then they'll decide to create a second account. But then when they go to buy something, they've tied the first one to their PayPal. So that's the one they buy from. And then when you get a situation like this, you get a case where a seller can't ship to them because that address they put in there was wrong and didn't have the right information. I've had, so, you know, be on the lookout for that. It can happen. It's definitely not that uncommon. People have just made a mistake, but I don't know why it allows that address to even purchase. That's kind of a glitch in eBay's opinion. If the person puts in there a shipping address that's not valid, it should not allow them to complete the sale. But what do I know? Let's see. Wanted me to, before they bought a Starbucks mug I have, they wanted to know if I could ship it to the UK and get it there in one piece. Which, you know, when people ask you things like that, it's kind of a trick question, I feel like, in a weird way. I feel like they're almost asking you, hey, can you guarantee me that you can get, and he said his girlfriend wanted it, and it was just like one she had, and theirs had broken. Hey, can you guarantee me you can get this mug 3,000 miles away? Well, the truth is exactly what I told them. No, I can't guarantee that. But what I can guarantee is that I will pack it and package it in a way such that I'll minimize every risk of it breaking, but I can't guarantee that it's going to get to you and not be broken. So I think the moral of the story there is, I don't know if he'll buy it or not. We'll see. I sent that message a couple hours ago. I think the moral of the story is, don't make promises to your buyers that you really can't keep. You really cannot guarantee the condition of an item to someone, that how it's going to arrive with them. Now, you can take every precaution, but that's not in your control. I mean, anything can happen to that package. I've seen weird things happen to packages. Services are going to do to it. You don't know what's going to happen. I mean, so don't get in this game of guaranteeing buyers, yes, this item is going to arrive in pristine condition, just like it came out of the factory. You don't know that. You don't know that. So always be careful about people trying to pigeonhole you into a certain doing something that you really can't do or guarantee you will happen. But anyway, we'll see if he buys it. I think I have like 20 bucks on it, maybe. I think we picked it up for $1 at a yard sale or estate sale or somewhere. I don't even remember. I was like, hey, I can finally say I found a Starbucks mug and sold it, right? It's not even really like a great one. It's not one of the city ones. It's just sort of a generic one from years ago, maybe. So, all right. Urban Garage. Sorry, guys. I didn't see how many came in. Glad you guys are here. Darren packages his items almost bulletproof. Well, that's good for you. Me too with jeans. You know, that padded flat rate, it'll definitely stop around, right? I think it would stop a Nerf ball. What else I have here? Sorry I didn't have an update yesterday, guys. It was just kind of a crazy day yesterday for me. And the time sort of slipped away from me, and there was just no way for me to get on and get a update done. So anyway, what else is going on with you guys? How's your month of August looking? I mean, how did it meet your expectations? Did it exceed them? Did it fall short? What are you going to do differently in September, if anything? Maybe you're just going to do more of one thing and less of another. And, I don't know what your plan is, but, talk about August and apply it to September, right? What's that going to look like for you? I know for me, I haven't tallied up my totals yet because the day's not over, but my first, oops, sorry about that. I moved the laptop. My first is my first difference I'm going to have to do in September is just the amount I'm going to list. Well, and that's going to be easier because Karin, it's perfect. I mean, she's literally coming back on the first of the month. So we're going to have 2 people now. They're going to be part of this process. So I expect that we'll definitely get a lot more listings up. We have a goal to, while we're here, and we have a goal to list 30 a day. I know originally I talked about doing what I sold previously plus 12, but I don't think that's really aggressive enough. And at least here at first, I want to be able to outlist my sourcing budget at first. So we've decided that we want to hit 30 a day while we're together. That will help make up for the times when she has to be out of town, like a week at a time nearly. It'll also help make up for the weekends where my other commitments, a good chunk of my time, although that's going to be lessening somewhat soon. So that's our new goal, is to list 30 a day when we're together. As many as 200 a week, I think, which would be nice. I mean, listing 200 a week that's pretty awesome to think about, right? I mean, I think 200 listings a week is a good total for anybody. One person or two people, I think that's a good total. I think that will start, blowing up my listed total, start blowing up my inventory. I'll probably outstrip my ability to source very quickly, because we will definitely have to go pick another day and go spend that day sourcing somewhere to keep up with 30 listings a day. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of jeans. That's just kind of the top of my head. I'm definitely, my programmer guy is still working on my website. I think he's about done, at least with the preliminary stuff. So I'm going to be doing some testing on that. Launched with any luck this coming month. That's also on my to-do list. Urban Garage says, do you have a premium store? Yeah, I don't have an anchor store, but I have the next level down. 1,000 listings a month. I mean, I'm relisting. I'm gonna get through that, and then you start getting charged. So I find it economical for me. There are people who do it without a store. So, you don't have to have a store. There's a lot of people who do it without a store, actually. So yeah, September, guys, you need to be thinking about, if you haven't already, going to change. What are you going to keep the same? What are you going to quit doing? What are you going to do more of? What are you going to do less of? And this is my other advice to you guys. I'm probably going to do a video about this pretty soon, because I want to move off. I want to take this channel into some different directions as well. I think it can go in more than one direction. I don't want it to be just a reseller blog or just about jeans, although there's obviously a lot of it. But I want to go into, and it's probably going to sound selfish, actually, I want to take the channel into the direction as well of, what's the mental side of this game? What's the mental side of being in business? How should you approach it? And I got to tell you, I'm still figuring that out. I don't know that you ever master that. I don't think if someone masters it, you should be skeptical, or they say they're a master, because they're really not. I mean, you're always refining. You're always getting better. Sometimes you're completely blowing it up and starting all over. And I just want to explore more of those topics. I just put up a video the other day about how to start a business, and it's pretty generic and has some good basic tips for what you need to think about. But all those tips, you could really expand on those in lots of different ways. And there's people out there who need that information. Not because I have all the answers, because I don't by a long shot, but I think I know a lot of the questions, and that's just as important as having the answers, because once you figure out what the questions are, you can start to figure out the answers. And I'm always questioning things, and I know that probably drives some people crazy, but that's kind of how my brain works. I'm always questioning, is this right? Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I go in this direction or that? And it doesn't paralyze me and keep me from acting, but I just feel like I want to share like some of those ideas with you guys and everybody else. I don't know. I mean, I think there's room. I don't say room is the right word. I think there's a need for more emphasis on the mental side of being an entrepreneur. You guys, leave me a comment down below if you're watching this part of the video and you agree, you disagree, or you just want to share your view on that. Let me know. I mean, I just feel like that the mental aspect of this business, we talk a lot about the products and the platforms we want to sell on, and should we do eBay or Amazon, or should we do a buy it now or auction? But let's talk about the mental processes. It's because to me, it's like if you get that right, you'll always be able to adapt to, whatever changing market conditions or commerce platforms are out there or products. It's all about the mental. But I don't know. It's just something I feel passionate about, and I just want to do more of. I just want to have more discussion around that because, like I said, it's kind of for a selfish reason. It helps me. I mean, when I talk about it, I learn it better. I mean, that's, when you teach something to someone, you learn too, if you're a good teacher. I mean, I think a lot of people would agree with that statement. So anyway, but enough of that. Leisure Picker says, what is your plans for your website? More on that to come, Leisure Picker. I don't want to like directions on that, but just suffice to say, it's going to tie in with the topic I was just talking about, the mental aspects of being in business for yourself. And it's going to be all geared around that. I don't anticipate, I'm not going to open up a store and sell jeans from it. Pittsburgh Mike says, list more, less procrastination and laziness. Yeah, man, Mike, I'm telling you, I read that book the other day and I flew through it, called The War of Art. I'm going to type that in the chat box. It's called The War of Art. And see if I can get that to come up. Hopefully we're not freezing up. The War of Art. If you haven't read that book, guys, I highly recommend it. And he talks about procrastination, and he talks about this concept called resistance and why we do things or don't do things. And, he has that great quote about people who procrastinate. They don't say they're not going to do something. They just say they're going to do it tomorrow. And I was like, man, that was just so not eye-opening, but just so commonsensical that it's right in front of your face. You can't believe that's the reality. It's just, I don't know. It's a great book. It's a quick read. The guy is a fiction writer primarily, but the book is obviously nonfiction. But I highly recommend it. You can pick it up on Amazon, or I picked it up on the iBook store for like $10. It's not expensive. You could probably get it as a $4 book on Amazon. But check it out if you get a chance. The War of Art. And I want to say the guy's name is not Scott. What is his name? Stephen Pressfield. Stephen Pressfield is his name. He's the author. Prof, is your wife, she full-time here now? She will be, Darren, Karin. But she has another side gig as well she has to go to sometimes, so yes. Hey, Turtle, what's up? Darren says mental stability is a big key. Yeah. I don't know how stable I am, but people would probably say I'm mental. Huh? Mike says, I think setting your mind on growth is key. Don't be content with a single goal. Always set new ones to become more successful. Yeah, and that's something I'm going to talk about probably in a future video as well. And I've touched on it before. Just, what do you do, guys, when you've set this goal? And goals are arbitrary. They really only mean something to you. They don't mean anything to me or anybody else. They're to you. But you set this goal and you get there. Well, now it's here. So what's your new there? And if you put all your value in reaching that goal, you might experience a letdown once you get there, because maybe it won't be everything you thought it was going to be. If that makes sense. And that can be small or big, And you read about people who become very wealthy, for instance, and they talk about how after a while, after they reach a certain level of comfort, it's not really about money anymore. It was about achievement. I mean, if you make $50 million, unless you've got some serious spending issues, you're set. So, you're really wealthy. And unless you're just really stupid, there's not really any way you're going to spend that much money unless you just go crazy. But what's the goal then? Then what? What do you do then? I mean, the money itself can't be the goal. It's the achievement along the way that leads to money. Money is a byproduct of it. I mean, if I reach 1,000 listings or 5,000 listings, or money from it, right? that's a byproduct of having more listings. But the listings were the goal. The going out and sourcing, the photos, and the packing and shipping. I mean, those are kind of the things that I have to do each day to get to the monetary outcome. So I don't know. Do not get stuck or set in your old ways and evolve, i.e. the buggy whip maker when the auto came out. Yeah, exactly. I mean, right. You know, the world changed and suddenly their product wasn't as necessary anymore, and they had to get used to that. Pro ball players. I'm assuming you're saying, Turtle, that pro ball players can spin it. Yeah, I mean, other people do too. I mean, there's plenty of celebrities. There's been business people who've gotten fabulously wealthy and then blown it, you know. And that's because while they might have been good at making money, they might have been good at doing the things that led to that money. They were not good at self-discipline. They were not good at having financial responsibility. Set. Making money or doing things that can make money is one set of skills, but holding on to it's a whole nother one. And I think that's important to remember that. And it's that way with anything. You know, acquiring something is one thing, but keeping it is another. So, good point. All right, so let's click over. I guess I have 2 days to show you because I did not come on yesterday, right? So let me see if I get that set up. All right, guys, so you should see 2 days ago was Monday, the 29th. I had 4 gene sales for $94 and got 13 listed. So, you know, kind of a little bit lower of a day, but not terrible. Yesterday was a bit better. I actually had 0 listed and 7 sold for a total of 169. So that's a pretty good day. An estimated net of 68.11. So let me go back to, let me go over to the other screen, but let me change out of it and get to and reshare it just so you guys can see it. All right, so you see for the month of August, which ends today, looks like I'm going to average out, I'm going to be right around 600 listings for the day on average. You know, this is the average I had for, so it's going to be somewhere around there. Bought 133, spent 171, 164 photos, 202 listings. So what does that work out to? 50 a week. You know, we're basically talking about quadrupling this, Karin and I. So it'll be a big challenge, no doubt about it, but doable. You know, if we're going to do 200 listings a week, more or less, then, you know, that's about 4 times this much. Sold 130 pairs so far. So gross 3168, COGS $700, 767 ship, netted about 1291 for a net margin percentage of 41%. And my net per gene is right now at 993. Pretty happy with that. The sell-through, this number is a little funky to figure. If you can see up here right now what it is, it's H7, which is this one, divided by B7. But the problem is B7 is an average. It's not, technically you'd want to add up every, well, I guess it doesn't matter too much. It's about the same, but 22% sell-through for August is probably okay. I mean, I don't know. It's not a big jeans month, especially the beginning of the month. Heading back to school, we're starting to pick up a little bit maybe. So we'll see. But so far since I've started, I've sold 178. This is basically since the middle of July and netted about 1642 on those, which is 923 a pair, which is okay. I definitely want to keep increasing that. Let me see if I can show you the graphs real quick, or giraffes, call them. Let's see. Let me go back over and share one more time. And there we go. Here, my sold has been gradually creeping up this line right here, the slope of the line. So we'll see if that continues on into October. I'm hoping it's going to take a nice bump up. Pretty flat around about 6 a day, which kind of sucks, honestly. So that's an opportunity for me next month, and I already discussed that. Total listings up has been gradually climbing to this point, and my sell-through percentage has shown a slight increase as well. So, you know, that's pretty up here around this 1 number, which I've been over many times. But I've just had some really crappy days too. A couple zeros in there, you know, a really low day here. So we'll see if that continues to climb up as we head towards back to school. All right. All right, so if there's any questions about any of that, feel free to. Let's see. One thing Mike says I do for goals is to set short-term, daily, or weekly, midterm goals, and long-term. Say list 30 today and 200 plus this week, and have 1,000 constant listings at once, no matter what. Then 2,000. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Let's see.
Oh, sorry, I unclicked that for a second. Right, Mike. And, you know, Mike brings up a good point. He says, hey, just break it down into small chunks. I mean, to sit here and think about trying to get to 5,000 listings is overwhelming. You know, to go from being around 600 to 5,000, it's like 4,400 listings. How the heck am I going to do that? Well, I'm not going to do that tomorrow or next week or even next month or even 6 months. It's going to take a while. And so I got to break it into chunks, to small manageable chunks. And it really comes down to each day, and it comes down to the hours in the day, and sometimes even the minutes in the day. And that's a great way to do it. You know, what's the old saying? Like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. All right, so good point, Mike. Leisure Picker says, I like the daily goals there, Mike. Seem to simplify things. Yep. Great goals. I need to write them down and make them realistic for me, and then have a stretch goal. That's a good idea, Turtle. Stretch goals are good, and you know they kind of make you feel like you went above and beyond. It's not a bad idea too to kind of give yourself, you know, once you set a goal, you're probably going to find your productivity increases just because you've got this number in front of you. And it's good to write it down, because writing it down imprints it in your brain. You can see it, keep it somewhere you can see it. I had my plus 12 there, and now it's going to be a new number. But that's a great way to sort of keep it in front of you and just keep pushing towards it, just so you don't forget that, oh, this is what I'm doing today. And then tomorrow I'm going to do this. And the next day I'm going to do that. And if you do that, it'll lead to whatever your long-term objectives are. So Crafty says, I took advice from someone named profsales. Haha, LOL, list an amount daily plus sales before. Yeah, there you go. I mean, finally made over 600 lists. Nice, Crafty, congrats. I'm sure your sales will increase from that too. Now, but remember, it takes a little while. Like once you list more, those listings have to get in the system and get indexed, and people have to see them. And the increase in sales, it's not going to go just like this. I mean, it's going to do more like this. So you can't get too down if all of a sudden you list a bunch more and then your sales aren't as high as you think they should be. It takes a little while. You know, there's sort of a delay effect there. So, you know, kind of keep that in mind. If you suddenly put 500 listings on eBay additional, you'd get more sales out of them. But let's say that doubled your amount of listings. You might not double your sales right away. You know, it takes a little while sometimes for, depending on what it is, the seasonality, the items, you know. So don't get frustrated by that if it doesn't seem to be going as quick as you do. It will. I mean, if you list more, unless you're just listing crazy, which I'm sure you're not. So congrats on that, though. That's awesome. Good for you. All right. What else? What else is going on in the room? Oh, she says they are. Great. Great. Awesome. All right, kids. Well, I think that's probably going to about do it for today. Karin is on her way home, and I'm excited about that. She should be here probably within an hour. And, you know, that's this is the beginning. This is the beginning of us working together. Really, I feel like in a lot of ways, these first 2 weeks were kind of punctuated by other stuff. So I'm really excited about getting started with that and what that's going to look like. Hopefully we'll work well together. We seem to. And have a second person there just in so many ways. You're not even just twice as productive. I think you're 3 or 4 times. So, you know, let's see what that looks like. And, you know, we'll probably, hopefully maybe we'll want to come on camera and we'll do some of these vlog updates together over the next couple weeks, hopefully, which will be pretty cool. And, you know, I'm just excited about the opportunity. It's like I've been waiting for it for a long time, and it's finally here. So here we go. All right. So anyway, if you guys like the video, please smash that like button down below. I would appreciate it. So does YouTube. Let me know I'm doing a good job, and them as well. Leave me a comment about any and all content in this video, or anything else for that matter, and I will try to respond at least in some way, shape, or form. And of course, subscribe if you want to see when the next video comes out, as it will probably be the daily vlogs as well as some other stuff that's coming down the pike as well. All right, guys. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your hump day here on Wednesday. And it's the last day of the month, so push that little extra, get a little bit extra listings up, a little more items bought, and it'll make your September even better. And, you know, we're just going to move onward and upward as always. For coming today, guys. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all the great questions in the chat. Always awesome to hear from you guys. And as always, it's Prof Sales saying good sales to you.